Hey everybody, Tanya back with Shooting Star SVG, and tonight I'm going to go through a video that will basically compare Marmalead keyword results and ERank keyword results side by side. If you haven't already watched the videos of me going through Marmalead and ERank, feel free to go and do that. I'll post them down in the description below. And also, if you have not already, please feel free to go and click on like and subscribe below, as that keeps me motivated to keep making these videos. Now, I don't want to have you go back and forth between the Marmalead and EtsyRank explanation videos, so I'm just going to do a side-by-side comparison on the keywords that we utilized in the other videos, so you can see the search results and the comparisons and how those play out next to each other with each tool, okay? And how similar but different each tool is. Again, Marmalead goes for $19 a month and is more geared towards forecasted and real-time data within the next month, whereas ERank takes data compiled over the span of a year and utilizes that on their website for their keyword research. Again, keyword research is very important when you're running your Etsy store to show up in the Etsy search engine, as well as other search engines like Google, Bing, Yahoo, etc., etc. So again, if you haven't already, go ahead and click on like and subscribe below, or trot on over to my Facebook group to join up if you have any questions, and we will get started. So the example that I used yesterday when I was making these videos was obviously for digital design, because that's what I am focused on for the audience, though you can use these for your handmade products as well on Etsy. I'm just going to jump right in. We utilize the tag gamer SVG. Okay, so when you log into Marmalead, this is what you will see. Marmalead, I keep saying that like the jam. It's not a jam, it's a lead tool for SEO. And you're just going to punch your keywords in using the search function. Okay, so I'm going to just type in gamer SVG and click enter. Okay, and this is going to analyze the keyword. While I'm doing that, here is ERank. I'm also going to be on the keyword tool, and I am going to type in gamer SVG here and let that go. Marmalead is still thinking. Oh, perfect. ERank is experiencing some issues. Let's see if I can try to process that again. Bad timing for there to be some service interruptions. Okay, so in Marmalead, you can see this search here is the number of searches that it is expected to generate in the next 30 days. Again, it does state that everyone else uses old data to make guesses, and they're not incorrect, because that's what EtsyRank uses. Here's the forecasted engagement, and here's the competition. Okay, 15,552 listings, so pretty high for that particular tag. Let's go back to ERank and see if we've gotten everything here. Okay, so here you can see that the search terms are much higher, and if you click on this little question mark here, this is the average monthly searches on Etsy based off of the US, off of the past 12 months of data. Okay, so it also has your average clicks here and your click-through rate. If you notice, the competition is exactly the same. So let's go over to Etsy, and I'm just going to type in gamer SVG, and then you will see here that there are over 33,000 results, which is a freaking lot if you're trying to get seen on the front page of Etsy. So how are you going to set yourself apart from everything that is on the front page here? Okay. Going back to Marmalead, if you scroll down, it will limit listings to 100. You can change that if you so wish to 500. Okay. So it will show that it analyzed 100 listings, how many shops are competing, and different things on prices. If you keep scrolling down, it will show your listings that have that tag. That's not important for right now. The sample listings and how they score. And then it's going to show you the popular tags within those 100 listings that are being utilized. So we know that we're using gamer SVG. But if you notice, video game SVG is also used. I'm going to write that one down. Video game SVG, and you'll see why in a second. Also, gaming SVG is used a lot. And let's see if there's any others that are fancy. Video games SVG, that's a plural. And we'll keep it at that for now and see if there's anything else that we find. So this is important too because these are the popular tags that are utilized out of these 100 listings. Now, if you want to go a step further, you can change this to look at 500 listings, which will give you a wider range of data, okay? Whereas here, it's going to be looking at 100 listings analyzed, and I don't believe that you can change that within ERank, okay? So here it will also show the most popular tags used. So you can see gamer SVG, gaming SVG, which we did pull off of MArmalead as well, and video game SVG, which we pulled off of MArmalead as well. And you can see in this cloud that there are several others, and they're very similar to the ones that we pulled off of MArmalead. Then when you come down here, you can see the average searches, the average click-through rate, and the competition, which is exactly what we looked at before, but it will also show those same statistics for the tags and titles that we looked at previously. Okay, so gaming SVG is there as well. And you can filter this by searches or competition or whatever you so fit. And MArmalead is still thinking since I just decided off of a whim to look at 500 listings so I could see what the difference was. And clearly it is taking a minute. Oh, there we go. So you see the competition stays the same. The searches and engagement are going to stay the same. But what is going to change with this will be if it will scroll. I might just crashed MArmalead, y'all. Golly gracious. Okay. This is how you use the keyword tool with ERank. Hopefully when I come back here, it'll load up. But I may have to just, oh, there we go. Okay. So now you have more shops competing. That 500 were analyzed and it's 225. And you can see the spread is better. And if you go down, you can see that the popular tags has greatly increased. So gamer SVG is what we searched for. Video game SVG is what we pulled. We also pulled gaming SVG. And I don't really see any other ones that, there's a good one, funny gamer SVG. That one might set you apart from the rest there, okay? Not as many tags being utilized, but still quite a few. So that did give us a little bit something different. So again, the more listings that you have on MArmalead, the better. So you could do 100 or 500. Just keep in mind 500 will take some time. Okay, so we have our keyword. Now, when you come down here and you look at these other keywords, sorry for all the scrolls, remember the second one we chose was video game SVG, so you can click on that one. All right, same thing here in ERank. You can click on this video game SVG. Okay, and it's going to analyze the keywords again and again. So you can see here that there is 255 average searches and 3,100 competitors, over 100 listings analyzed. And here you can actually see that the search terms and engagement is much lower for video game SVG. The competition is also much lower. So what would you rather go for? You can see the competition here is actually the same for MArmalead and ERank. So you can at least tell that those numbers are accurate. And if you look here, it is how much competition you can expect with the keyword. So we'll go ahead over here to Etsy. We will type in video game SVG. Boom. Let's see what we got here. 6,000 results. So about double. But if you notice here, it does say with ads. I don't know how many people are advertising, but it will include ad searches as well, which counts as a different listing. So 67 shops competing, right? You scroll down, and again, you can see what other tags are being used. Again, we've chosen video game SVG. We just looked at gamer SVG. We have written down gaming SVG. All right, the other one we wrote down was funny gamer SVG, and here that is again. And you can expand this to 500 listings if you so wish, but again, keep in mind that will take longer. So same thing here, you got this tag cloud bubble, and it's going to show you some common tags that are utilized and the tag occurrences. So you can see here is 82 and 82. So you can see out of the 100 listings analyzed on Marmalead and Etsy, I guarantee you they're the same. This gamer SVG has 49 instances. If you look here, it is the same, 49 instances. So literally Erank and Marmalead are looking at the same 100 listings on Etsy, okay? They're looking at the same competition, they're looking at the same 100 listings and the same tag occurrences because these are the same. So I guarantee you 34 game controller SVG, let's check it out. There it is, 34, okay? So you're pulling the same data off of Marmalead and Erank. But what is more valuable? Data gathered over 1 year or real-time data that you can utilize that has been forecasted based off of data that Marmalead is pulling directly from Etsy? Think about that for a few minutes. So they both have a comparison tool. We have 4 search terms now, so we're going to click on the comparison tool for Marmalead, and we're going to click on compare keywords for Erank. What we're going to do is we're going to type in the gamer SVG, which is what we started with. We're going to type in video game SVG, which is another one that we found, gaming SVG, okay, and funny gamer SVG. Boom, and we're going to search for all those. Same thing here, gamer SVG, video game SVG, gaming SVG, and funny gamer SVG. Keep in mind you only have 20 characters that you can use in each tag, so they are limited. The nice thing about Marmalead is you have a very, I would say, pictorial look during the comparison. And again, keep in mind these search volumes are based off of current data, okay? All long tail keywords, obviously gamer SVG is searched for more often than any of them. Gaming SVG comes in second. What you should note here is that video game SVG has more competition than gaming SVG. So if I was going to search or choose a tag right now out of the 4, I would go with gaming SVG because it has more searches and engagement than video game SVG and less competition, okay? For us as digital sellers, these tools are really difficult to use sometimes because you want, I wouldn't say ridiculously low competition, but if you can find competition that is 5,000 or less, you found a money keyword. And so those are the ones that I tend to go towards, even if the searches and engagement are low on Marmalead, because if you're trying to compete with something that has 15,000 listings, you really have to have killer SEO. So what I would do in this case is I would probably use all 4 of these tags in my listing. And so if I don't have these in one of my video game listings, probably going to go back and change it. So with that being said, let's go over to my shop. You guys will get to see some of my stats really quickly before I click on listings. So I haven't made a lot of money today. It's because I turned my ads off. I'm not happy with ads right now. Okay, I'm just going to type in gamer and see what comes up. So I have a few different designs. So I'm going to click on this one and go down to my titles and tags, or my tags rather. I actually poo-poo on me. I don't have very many. I do have gamer SVG in here, but I don't have video game SVG, and I don't have gaming SVG, and I don't have funny. This one might not be able to fit. Funny gamer SVG. It does fit. Look at those. So 3 tags that I just found on Marmalead that I did not have on my listing. What the heck am I doing, right? So I'm gonna go ahead and click on publish so I can update that, and I'll go back in and edit my video game listings when I get a chance. But golly gracious, that's crazy, because even this one, this is a funny one. See if I have that in here. Nope, I don't have anything about funny in here. Funny gamer SVG. I have gamer SVG. I don't have gaming SVG. And I do have video game SVG. So I have 2 new tags that I just added to that listing. So do that, right? And let's look at the comparison for ERank. It's going to show you like a pictorial graph of how the searches are. And then when you go down, you can see average searches versus average click and click-through rate in the competition. So if you notice, the competition is the same. The average searches, however, are very different. So obviously it's going to show less than 25 if there's not a lot of searches. And the engagement is different, so you can see that it is unique visits. And the competition is the same for all 3. And you can look at the top 5 tags, which is kind of nice, off of their analyzing of 100 listings, okay? And here you don't get that with ERank. So you might have these, and then there could be one in here that they don't tie together. Obviously, this is gamer SVG, and then we utilize video game SVG, which is here, and then gaming SVG, which is also here, and then they use game controller SVG. I'm just going to click on that one to see, because it's kind of interesting. I do use the game controller, obviously, in all of these. I just find it interesting that people would be searching for game controller SVG. But yeah, back to the point. This is why we do our research, right? You just saw me go through 2 of my listings that didn't have some of these keywords that are actually pretty decent keywords. So I suspect that these particular listings might get some more traction. Okay. Damn, this is a long tail keyword. It has ridiculously low competition, and the searches and the engagement is actually better than a few of the other keywords that we use. That's crazy to me. I do not think that this one is, and it has all of our tags that we just used except for funny gamer in it. So let's see if this one will fit, and it may or may not. Oh, it does, and I have it on here. Look at that. Game controller SVG is less than 20 characters, and I have it on this listing. So I will go back and add game controller SVG to the listing. So one thing that you can do when you find keywords that work here is you can see this as default list here, and you can star them, and they'll go to your default list. So you can click this, and obviously just create a new list. And I'm just going to type in gamer tags, okay, and click save. And I'm gonna close out on this, and for gamer tags I'm gonna go boop 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 boop. And if you have EtsyRank Pro, then you can create that. So in this case for Marmalead, how this works is you just click on add to list, and I already have a list for gamer SVGs from the videos I went through before, and you add that to your list, and then you can go back to all of your listings and you can put these keywords in and grow your SEO. So really, I think Marmalead just has a better aesthetic to it, so I prefer it. To me, it's worth the $20 a month. I can use that $20 a month to my advantage when I'm doing keyword research, as I'm updating listings, as I'm adding listings, which is very important. And it also gives me a forecast of the future here instead of this old compiled data. So I can actually create designs based off of trending keywords or keywords that are forecasted to be trending. So that way, if I'm in a creative slump, I can go in here and just start doing some storming. I use the storm tool for that, or just some basic keyword research to see what I kind of want to go after. So that's a benefit of Marmalead, whereas you don't really have that same function here. There is a keyword explorer tool in Erank where you can type in, gamer SVG, and what that will do is it will pull the search trend off of Etsy and market trends off of Etsy, and then it will give you related searches that are coming from Etsy. Okay, so then you can kind of look on the average searches and kind of go down and see if you filter that way. Choose your weapon gamer SVG. Well, I might want to see what that looks like. So if I go to Etsy and say choose your weapon SVG, that's interesting. I bet that has something to do with video game controllers. I think I've seen that before. Choose your weapon SVG. Enter. There's only 37 frickin' results. And they're all different. So, hey man, I just gave you all an idea. There is, 67 average searches. It is a 28 character count, so you could just type in choose your weapon. But if you go up here and click choose your weapon SVG, it's 37 results. You can see game controller SVG is on here. Gamer boy SVG is on here. The search trend is going up. There was 350 searches in June of 2020. So if we type in gamer boy SVG, let's see what comes up. And let's type that into Marmalead gamer boy SVG and see what it has to say about that. There are 1,456 results. So that might not be a bad tag to use in some of the things you have, and you can see there's actually some sports stuff in here for gamer, which I guess would make sense. But if somebody is thinking gamer, they usually think video game, and so I would just keep scrolling by those to try to see if there's something that works for me. And it looks like it's mostly the same shop. So you can see the competition is 906. It kind of aligns with the 1400, but the searches and engagement is really low. And that is not what eRank shows. But that's okay. And you can see that the most popular tag is ping ping gamer SVG. So always start with the broad term at first. In our case, it was gamer SVG. Branch out from there, compare. If you don't have those tags in your listings, go ahead and add them. Keep in mind these tools are used for people who do not create digital products. We are kind of in this weird offset of a market on Etsy, since most things on Etsy are for physical handmade products where we're actually providing a digital service. But these are two very good tools to use. Depending on your price point, you may want to play with both. Marmalead is $19 a month in all, or you could do the annual subscription, which if I continue to use Marmalead, I probably will just bite the bullet since it is a tax write-off. And same thing with EtsyRank. You can do the pro version, which is $10 a month, and there's like a mid-grade level, which is I think $5.99 a month. Or you could do the free version. You just don't get as many keyword searches here, and your quota is just placed on limits for your searching. So if you're doing a ton of keyword research, pro might be best for you. The mid-grade I think gives you 100, and the free I think gives you 50 or 20 or something like that. So just keep that in mind when you're going through this. And that's basically all I wanted to go through on the side-by-side comparison between the two. If you have any questions, let me know. If you have not already, please go ahead and click on like and subscribe below. Again, that keeps me motivated to keep making these videos. You can go on over to my Facebook group and join that, where you can ask questions or interact with anybody else that is in that community. I'm trying to grow that, constantly posting updated videos, constantly answering questions, constantly trying to get feedback from y'all on what you would like to see to grow your Etsy shop. So if you need anything else, please let me know. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will catch you later.